Mikhojayev. As a professional, 3-2, and officially weighing in 154, 154 pounds even for Mikhojayev. And now his opponent fighting out of Springfield, Mass, undefeated as a professional at 4-0, Pat, the Gorilla Ninja, Casey. $155.75 pounds, 155.75 for Casey. And next up on the scale, it'll be welterweights. First fighter up, Rodolfo Rocha. $170.5 pounds, 170.5 pounds. And now his opponent fighting out of Waterbury, Connecticut at 2-0 was a professional. Please welcome Jesse James Kosakowski. $168 pounds, 168 for Jesse. And next up it'll be again welterweights. First fighter to the scale out of the blue corner from Endicott, New York, Rodolfo, the Crocodile, Barcelos. 1-0 as a professional, officially on the scale. 169.5, 169.5 pounds. And now his opponent, fighting out of Stamford, Connecticut, by way of Brazil, Vinicius, the Brazilian bad boy, De Jesus. 6 victories, 2 defeats as a pro. Next up, heavyweight set for 3 5-minute rounds. Blue corner first out of Detroit, Michigan. Please welcome Ryan Pokey Pokrivka. 6-5 as a pro. Officially weighing in 250 pounds, 250 even. And now his opponent from Portland by way of Tempe, Arizona, undefeated at 5-0, Tyrell Fortune. $246.25, 246.25 pounds for Fortune. Next up, it'll be a fight at 165 pounds. First up, blue corner, 7-2 as a professional. From West Springfield, Cameron Killer Cam Lachinov. Officially 166 pounds, 166 pounds even for Lachinov. Now his opponent fighting out of Greenwich, Connecticut, 2-2 as a pro, Castriot Slaughterhouse Gemma. Officially weighing in 165 pounds, 165 pounds even for Gemma. All right, next up, it'll be middleweight contest, 3 5-minute rounds from West Haven, Connecticut. 6-2 as a pro, Justin the Fort Sumter. 185 and 1/2 pounds, 185 and 1/2 pounds. And now his opponent out of Worcester, Mass. at 5-2 as a professional, Ronaldo Brain Damage Felix. £185, officially 185 for Felix. And your final prelim on the prelim card, it'll be welterweights from Brentwood, New York, 1-0 early on as a professional. Please welcome Andrews Rodriguez. $169 and 1/2 pounds, 169 and 1/2 pounds. And now his opponent making his way to the scale in his professional MMA debut, Demetrios Demigod Plaza. From Wapanger Falls, New York, officially on the scale. 169 and 1/2 pounds, 169 and 1/2 pounds for Demetrios. And we kick off the main card. Again, the main card, seen live on DAZN tomorrow night from Mohegan Sun. We start with flyweights. First up in the blue corner from Muskogee, Oklahoma, 1-2 as a pro. Please welcome Colby Dreamcatcher Fletcher. $122 and 1/4 pounds. 122 and 1/4 for Fletcher. And now her opponent making her professional debut out of Miami, Florida. The Taekwondo black belt with multiple titles, making her MMA debut. Please welcome Valerie Loretta. $123 and 1/2 pounds. 123 and 1/2 pounds for Loretta. 50 victories, 19 stoppages, 12 by knockout, 7 by way of submission. Last time in the Bellator cage, he defended the heavyweight title, and now he's back on the scale officially. 240 and 1/2 pounds, 240 and 1/2 pounds for Minakov. And now his opponent, the veteran, the Bellator veteran at 29, 10-2 is the professional from Paris, France. Please welcome Cheick Kongo. "18 finishes to his credit inside the cage, 15 by knockout, 3 by submission. These two fighters met April of 2014 at Bellator 115. Minakov held the title. Cheick Kongo, a tournament winner, challenged for the title. The winner of that contest back then went all 5 rounds. Unanimous decision went to Minakov. Now the rematch on the scale, 236 for Kongo, 236 pounds even for Kongo. And for your co-main event tomorrow night live on DAZN, we'll stay in the heavyweight division. Please welcome your first out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Big Country, Roy Nelson. "23 victories, 16 defeats. Roy Nelson back in the Bellator cage. 259 and 1/2 pounds on the scale. 259 and 1/2 on the scale. And now his opponent making his Bellator debut as he returns to the U.S. Please welcome Mirko Cro Cop. 37 victories, 11 defeats, 2 draws, 29 knockouts, 5 submissions on his record. Officially on the scale, 234 and 1/2 pounds. 234 and 1/2 pounds for Cro Cop. And for the main event tomorrow night live on DAZN, the quarterfinal round of the Welterweight World Grand Prix continues the much anticipated matchup. 2 Brits, the first up to the scale out of the blue corner from Nottingham, England, Paul Semtex Daly. 40 victories, 16 defeats, 2 draws, 30 knockouts on his resume. 170 pounds even for Semtex. And now his opponent from London, England, undefeated at 13-0 as a professional. Please welcome MVP Michael Venom Page. 9-0 inside the Bellator cage. 9 first-round stoppages to his credit. 170 pounds even for Page. 170 even for MVP. Quarterfinal round of the Welterweight World Grand Prix continues tomorrow night. Bellator MMA live on DAZN. The winner advances. The loser goes home. Again, the main event tomorrow night. Bellator MMA live on DAZN. Thank you for joining us here at the weigh-ins. Mohegan Sun Arena doubleheader kicks off live tonight And it concludes tomorrow night with Paige and Semtex in the main event live on DAZN. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight live on Paramount Network, tomorrow live on DAZN.